Hello, I'm making this video for anyone who wants to know what a new Guilty Gear player feels about Strive. Little history on me, I play all different types of video games. I'm really into fighting games, but the recent releases just didn't do it for me. I actually bought Dragon Ball FighterZ around the time when it released, and that was fun, but the online sucked. Tekken 7, same story, I bought that, but the online sucked. And I really like Smash Ultimate, but again, the online sucked. My favorite fighting games, kind of out of order. Smash Brawl. I like Ultimate on Mortal Kombat 3. Marvel Infinite. If I'd say that I had a favorite game of all time, that'd probably be it. And I really like the Street Fighter 4 series. I'd say I'm about an intermediate level player. I'm pretty good, but I don't really like to sweat too much. I've never played a Guilty Gear game before. I found out about Excerpt from Event Hubs. I used to read that site a lot back in the day, around time when Street Fighter 4 was really big. And I remember reading articles about when Biken came out, when she was announced in the official release, and it seemed like it was a really big deal. I did watch some Excerpt gameplay, and it just wasn't for me. It was way too sweaty. People were pressing a lot of buttons. I just was good on that game, so I skipped that. But Strive, the way the Strive was created, the way it was marketed, it looks like it was literally made for me. So I figured I'd give it a shot. To me, Guilty Gear is purely aesthetic. It's a combination of the presentation, the music, character design, and visuals that can't be found anywhere else. And I think that ArcSys got everything right except the UI. I didn't try the story mode. I might look at it later, but I'm not holding my breath for that. Seems like it's just a long anime, so I might watch it on YouTube, but I just might play through it just because I paid the $60. I might as well play it. But off the rip, the game is hella fun. I played mostly Ram so far, and I'm having a really good time. She's really simple and really strong, so I think I'm gonna stick with her for a little bit. I want to try other characters too because they all seem pretty simple, but I'm just gonna stick with Ram now since I'm still learning. The gameplay does feel pretty quick no matter what character you pick. Sometimes it feels too quick when you're playing online. There really isn't much time to figure out a strategy against your opponents because the round can end in like 3 exchanges. In other fighting games, the individual straight hits are ineffective. But in Strive, straight hits are different because they do a whole lot of damage and damage can be extended if you have meter. Sometimes you don't even have to have meter. If it's a big counter hit, then you can just react to the counter hit and get a lot of damage off one straight hit. Every attack feels weighted with a particular purpose. I'll use Ram as an example since that's the character I'm playing. Her punches use to challenge pressure, slash and air slash is used to poke, and her 214K is used to close space. It feels like I have to use the moves as intended or I'm not playing the character correct. This makes the character interactions feel a little stagnant since each character has one or two designated tools for each scenario. This was obviously intentional. I quickly reach a level where I'm fighting against the other player, not the character they're using, if that makes sense. I think this is the depth that ArcSys were attempting to create, and they were successful. Don't forget about Roman cancels. They made something really special there. That's what makes the game fun to me. But the fun really starts at the end of the round. You start to build a rhythm as the round progresses, and it's over. This goes for offense and defense. You don't feel like you use all the tools available to you. To be more specific, you probably use your character's entire move list, but you didn't use all the system mechanics available. I think my perspective of the game is a little skewed. With fighting games, it's easy to view the game through the lens of your character alone and make a judgment based on that. Also, I'm still learning the game, and I've yet to experience higher level play at first hand. This means the opponents I've faced up to this point might not have forced me to use every mechanic in the game. Those are my rough thoughts after about a week of play. To close, I'll mention some random points. I wish we could do more with the music. I'd like to preview the song before I select it when you're in the character select screen. I'd like to add some features to the jukebox, which include shuffles, looping songs, creating playlists, maybe some filters. I'd like to play in the background similar to when Spotify is playing and you're cleaning up your house. And I'd like to see what song is playing at the beginning of the round start when you're in a match because I'd like to listen to the songs after the fact, but I don't know the names of any of them. The netcode is really good, almost flawless, and the load times are pretty good as well. I play on a regular PS4 and I never waited more than about 20 seconds to get into a game. And it's a very short time in between matches, which really helps with player retention. A couple of those things are the same thing that were present inside of Marvel Infinite, which really drew me into that game as well. Definitely the second best looking fighting game to ever be made. The first one goes to Mortal Kombat 11. I keep thinking about Strive even after I turn it off, which obviously is a good thing. Really surprised how each character feels very unique in comparison to one another. Even though the combo structure between these characters are pretty similar, they still feel unique on how you use their tools and your approaches with them. Every character is low-key busted except for Faust. Million players got it rough, and I love Ino except when I fight her. Have a good day.
Slap. いつでも相手になってやんぜ。